And could we briefly have each one of you, because to leave it on something tangible, to offer what you think is a specific attractive investment in this environment? Paul?
I think that that the one asset that has stood the test of time, the thousands of years that David has referenced, is gold. I think gold is under-owned by institutions. I think it's not actually gotten the benefit, if you want to use the word benefit, of the asset levitation impact of monetary policy around the world. And I think there's a lot of room on the upside if central banks actually generate the inflation, manage to generate the inflation that they claim they are trying to generate. I think it only appears to be super tough at the moment to generate 1 or 1.5 or 2% inflation. Historically, and I believe going forward, it'll be surprisingly easy if and when people lose confidence in paper money, central banks, governments, and gold should be a beneficiary.
Larry?
Well, I don't agree with David related to real estate. I think cap rates are way too low. China has slowed down the flows quite considerably. And the cap rates are too low. And if Paul's right, we have inflation. It's going to be an underperforming asset. It won't be a bad asset. It will be an underperforming asset. But I do agree with David that the U.S. is a safe haven. But I actually believe if you're going to invest in the U.S., you should be really investing in Canada and Mexico. The peso's at 19. It's going to benefit from the United States. The Canadian dollar is appreciated a lot. But if you're looking on a currency-adjusted basis, I would much rather buy real estate in Mexico today. In Mexico City at 19 pesos to the dollar. Mexico is, my whole onshoring concept is powerful for Mexico, because if you're going to do onshoring close to the U.S. and the demand place, you're going to do it in Mexico where you still have a wage differential. Obviously, this is all subject to a non-Trump, I guess, future, but North America is the safest place to be, and you can take advantage of the currency changes of our northern friend and our southern friend.
Okay.
The cap rates are low at 2 and 3%, which means that if the rent roll is going to produce 2 or 3% rate of return and so forth, not assuming you have a sale at a much higher price, but you don't lose your money. And to me, a lot of people just want to make sure they have the money they have. The most important thing about being wealthy is not losing your money. You might want to double your fortune, that's great, but not losing your fortune. So I think if you can get a 2%, 3% cap rate in a U.S. building, it's a pretty safe investment. The best investment, without doubt, is publicly traded private equity firms.
Any examples?
I can think of some that are trading at 7%, 8%, 9%, 10%, 11% yields. And you don't get that very often, so I think those are the best ones.
And I think that's as good a place to leave it as any. Thank you all so much for your time.